YP members, it's Amir, and today we got Our Voices Will Be Heard YP podcast. Man, I got my beautiful, lovely people in the building. We got Ophia, Alina, Kamaya, Cynthia, and Zane. And today I'm very excited because this is our first podcast that we will be doing. Y'all gonna be hearing us more and more. So y'all come in, man. Grab your popcorn, grab your cell phone, grab whatever you need, man. And I'm gonna pass it over to Alina. Let's get it.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Alina speaking on the mic. Today's topic of our podcast will be parenting, and just say how we feel about the topic, and just having a conversation so you guys could hear, and think about whether you agree, disagree, like just simple things like that. But we're gonna kick it off with somebody with a question.
I have a question. Why do some parents assume that they know everything? Why do some parents assume that they know everything?
I honestly don't know. I would probably say that parents will probably think they know everything because they're like older and they have more experience with certain things and they've been through more things than their kid probably would have. So they would move in a way that they know more, or that they're more educated on like more than their kid would be.
I agree with you. And I want to ask, what do you think about parents invading their kids' privacy?
I think invading privacy is like a boundary that should be set overall, especially with other people, other than parents. But I feel like it should be a boundary that should be set, because at the end of the day, we want our privacy, whether or not you're the adult or not. It's a lot that said when they say, "Oh, well, I'm the adult, you don't have no privacy. You're a kid," and it's like that doesn't matter whether or not you're a kid or not. You still want your privacy, especially if you're a growing teenager, a young adult. You would want to have that time to yourself, to just want to be able to be with yourself and not have to feel like somebody is always in your space. Any other questions?
I have a question. So let's say an adult, two parents just split up. How do you think the co-parenting and the divorce would affect the child?
I think I honestly don't. Me personally, I can't say how it would affect me personally, because I haven't been through that, because I grew up with my parents not even being together. So but I do think from things that I've seen that it can take a toll on a kid, because they grew up with both their parents, and then now they have to get used to them seeing their parents separated, and seeing their parent moved on with someone else, with a new partner or whatever. But it could take a toll, but after a while, but I will say it could get better, especially if your parents have a good relationship for co-parenting and all that type of stuff.
I got one question right here. What you think about parents avoiding, like, friendship-wise, saying you can't do this with your friends or do that with your friends? Like, what you think about what parents are doing to not kind of co-parent that in that situation?
Wait, can you elaborate on your question?
Like,
I'm confused.
basically, like, what you think about, say for instance, your dad moved on and got married with somebody else, but still want to co-parent with the biological child. Like, that's not his.
Like, are you asking me what I think about the parent keeping the
like,
kid? I would say that wouldn't be like that's not something healthy to do, because it could wind up in you having and your child having resentment, because they know that you're keeping them away from their other parent. And it's like, yeah, I understand whatever relationship y'all had together, but that has nothing to do with me. That's you guys' relationship and whatever problem that you guys had. So I feel like you shouldn't keep your child away from their other parent just because you have whatever dislike for their mother or father. Um, because it can turn out bad for whichever parent, because especially if you don't at least try to explain why you decided to do what you did. It can be like very, like, it can break up a good bond, a good relationship with whatever parent. Yeah.
What do you think about parents putting too much pressure on like the older kids?
Um, I don't know about that. I'm the middle child. But I also think that can be a lot for because if you have your younger siblings that you know are looking up to you or whatever, and then you know that your parent has these high expectations for you, and sometimes it could lead to you like not feeling satisfied with whatever, or not feeling like you accomplished in the best way possible because you feel like you didn't do good enough in your parents' eyes. You have a question?
So I have a question. If you were to ever have children, do you think you would ever put your hands on them in a harming manner? And the follow-up question is, if you weren't, like, to hit them, to discipline them, how would you discipline them?
Me personally, I don't see myself like hitting my kids. I would want to talk to them more. And if I was to, like, you know, hit them in any type of way, it wouldn't be like with a belt or something. It would probably be like a little tap on the hand or a little pluck or something small. I wouldn't like sit here and go out of my way to sit here and beat them with a belt or something like that, because I know how it feels. So I would try to talk first instead of, because I'm upset of whatever they did, just go out my way and start beating them and stuff like that. So I think for parents, instead of like beating your children, you should probably try and talk more and talk to them more and see why whatever they did, if it like what the reason was, because sometimes a kid winds up doing things they aren't supposed to do because they feel some type of way. And if you just punish them all the time without trying to talk to them, that can make them turn into a different type of person from from the kid that you do know.
I got a question right here about that. Do you think that's trauma for them, or do you think that's teaching them like
Discipline?
yeah, like discipline type of thing? I always had that question, but I seem to get the wrong answer. So I want to just like, what I'm saying, like ask that question, because every time I ask that question, I feel like I keep getting the wrong answer at the wrong time. Like, because everybody's like, nah, that's not trauma. That's just disciplining them and leading them to the right path. But for me, I feel like it's trauma to the older kid.
I feel like it can cause trauma for a kid. From a kid's point of view, it could, because like me growing up, me and my older sister, because we would get in trouble a lot. I was the bad kid. Between my sister, I was the bad kid, so I would get in trouble more than her. But if I was to be doing something, I would probably try not to get caught or try not to get in trouble because I knew it was coming, or I would try not to do whatever I was doing. But as a kid, as like a little kid, 4 or 5, younger, you're doing something that can get you in trouble. But I feel like it can cause some type of internal scarring for a child as they grow up.
On that note, what do you think goes through a parent's mind when they have to punish their children?
I don't know, but what I do hear a lot is that parents say, "Me beating you is it hurts me more than it hurts you." Like I never understood that at all. Like I never understood that because I'm the one that's in pain here crying, and you just working up a sweat. I don't. I never understood why parents said that. I don't know what goes to parents said. I don't know.
Could it be the possibility that they can't believe that you even go through with something like that, or just say some, or do something that could possibly embarrass them in the long run, and the fact that they even have to go through the trouble of disciplining their child?
It could be that. It could be that they're just upset with you because some parents will say, "Oh, I raised you not to do this, or I raised you to be a good kid. So why are you doing this, doing whatever they did?" That I don't. But me, I can't really say what is going through a parent's head because I'm not a parent yet. So I don't really know. That's
My question is, how do you feel about parents that play favorites between their children?
I don't think that's another healthy thing to do with your children because it can again cause internal scarring for your child because if they see that you treating one of your kids better than them, it could be like, well, what did I do wrong for my mom to not want to get me the nice things or to hang out with me or to spend time with me or anything like that. So it could, that can also maybe cause resentment or cause your child to show out and do things just to get your attention that could possibly turn into them doing things that's way out of their character, but it doesn't matter to them because they're just trying to get their parents' attention.
All right, I got a question right here. Like, say for instance, you was to go back and forth between your mom and your dad. Like, do you think that's something to be like trauma wise, like coming from your dad's side, him teaching you the wrong things at the wrong age, then you coming back from that side and coming back to a new house, new school, and just moving from place to place. Cause me coming from my dad from North Carolina and me moving back up here, I kind of felt like that was the trauma stages for me, going through the wrong stuff at the wrong time, and I was only 14. Like my dad made me smoke at the age of 14, mess with girls at the age of 14, and to coming back from that and coming back to a new environment, like how you think that should feel on my head, like to come from that environment of the wrong stuff at the wrong age.
Honestly, I would personally say, as some personal advice, that should be a conversation that you have with your father. Because you can feel how you feel inside your heart, but if he doesn't know that or you didn't try to explain how you felt, how is he gonna know that what he was teaching you and what he was making you do made you feel some type of way and caused some things within yourself. But then again, with you moving from one situation to another, it could be good because it can show you new things, different things, and instead of you keeping those bad ways, if that's what you want to call it, if you instead of keeping those bad ways, you can learn from someone else, someone new, to grow into a better person than what you was taught and what you learned, you know. But I think Cynthia had a question. What was your question,
How
Cynthia?
do Elena said, I think giving this key and you should like communicate with your father to like solve your problems. And my question is, do you think two people should be in a toxic relationship for the sake of their kid?
No, I don't. I don't think just because you have a child, you should stay in that relationship. Because whether or not you have a kid, you have to also take care of yourself. So just because you have a kid, you want to keep your kid happy, you're going to damage yourself to keep your kid happy. I mean, I know parents want to keep their kids happy, but if it's like if it's causing you emotional and mental damage, then I don't think anybody should stay in a relationship just for their. But you can probably try and co-parent. You
But
know,
don't you think like kids growing up with like one parent will like affect them in some kind of way?
I don't feel. I feel like if it's co-parenting, it's not really growing up with just one parent because you still can see your other parent. It's just you're growing up in that for whatever part of time you're growing up in that one household. But if your parents have that healthy enough relationship that they can openly have the okay, well you're gonna go over here for this amount of time and then you're gonna come back over here, or your parent can come over to your house and see you or whatever, and you guys can actually spend time as a family. I think if you guys can actually spend time as a family, because that can happen where your parents have a good enough relationship, even though they're not together, that they can come together and have like a family outing. So I don't think that nobody should stay in a relationship that's not good for them and their mental and emotional health. So
So my question is actually a follow-up to Cynthia's privacy question. How do you feel when your parent, like you tell your parents something and you trust them to like keep what you told them to themselves, but then they decide to make it everybody else's business?
I see that a lot. But I think that can lead to your kid not telling you things. That can lead to your kid not trusting you. That can lead to your kid shutting you out. Because if they told you something in confidence about how they felt, you shouldn't be going to your friends or to the family members down the street telling them what your kid just told you about their personal feelings and personal life. Like, I don't think that's something that a parent should be doing at all. Because I feel like parents should honor their kids coming to them things, because some kids don't tell their parents things at all. They just keep it to themselves, and they have things going on with them that their parent never knows about because they don't feel that they can come to their parent, and that can turn into how things are if you find out your parent is going back, or if you out with your family and you wind up hearing something that you told your parent and behind closed doors going around the whole table. So that can turn into you not trusting your parent at all, because you felt that as your parent you could come to them and say whatever, and they couldn't respect your boundaries enough to keep that to themselves and take that and take the conversation or whatever how they felt, and to keep it in their mind, they had to go and tell your business. So I don't think that that'll be a good thing.
I ain't gonna lie, it's almost time to wrap up, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this really quick before we wrap up. My three siblings, and I always wanted to tell this story for a long time, but me and my three siblings, we came from sleeping on the floor to having our own rooms to now. And it still catches up on me to this day because I feel like my mom, she did enough. Like, she did enough crying. She did enough hurting. And we still trying to grow to this day. And to hear all this is making me think of the times when we had to share our own room. We had literally had to share our own room, and it's not something that I will go through again. But I can say this: I do appreciate my mom for all she did, and I still appreciate her to this day because. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be standing on 2 feet. What y'all said was really something that I'm taking on tonight. I really enjoyed it, and I want to hear more from parenting. And I feel like parenting it was the most. I almost cried, not gonna lie, because me and my dad, we don't have this tight relationship like all dad and son should have. Because, like I said, you live all the way down south, and I'm all the way up here, coming from that environment to a new environment and established, trying to get this environment straightened down, and it's trauma to me. I'm not gonna lie, because when I came from that environment, I had mad traumas from this because, like, you made me do stuff I didn't want to do when I was 14. Like my uncles, they try to keep me motivated and keep me high road and keep me on the right path, and I'm trying my best to stay on the right path. That's why I tell folks, like, do not downgrade from your family. Your family is all you got. Without your family, it's like, what can you do? Like, without your family, you don't really have nothing. Like, you need your family. Like, you need someone who can prevent. You need someone who you can go and prevent to when you sad or broken. Like, you need that love, and you need that care, and you need that good feeling. Like, without my family, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair right now without my mom. Like, I appreciate my mom for all she done, and it's just something that I want to express to families, because like families always should have that close and bond, like that close environment. Like me and my little brother, we have that close bond. Nobody can break it. But at the end of the day, it's like without them, what else can I do?
Do you think that, like, when like you have a close relationship with like your parents and your family, and then it grows apart, like, do you think people like ever get to where it was before?
With time, patience, effort, all of that, I feel like any relationship can get back to what it used to be, if not better. Because people they grow, and people's relationships can grow apart because they what is it? Because they feel that they need something new, or they're or something like that, or they just want to be somewhere, or with around people. But I feel like with time and with patience and effort, any relationship can get back to what it used to be. But to say something from off what Amir was saying, I feel like um sometimes with parents, they like some parents, they have their struggles and stuff like that, especially sometimes parents when they have their kids at young ages. I honestly think sometimes parents like they like do a lot. Let me elaborate with like what I'm saying. Like parents, like sometimes parents, they'll like constantly like throw what they've done in their child's face. Like I feel like a kid can see what the struggles and what their parent has gone through. Like my mom, she has went through some things, but I'm not, and I see that, and I appreciate her, and I love her for that. But I wouldn't, as a kid, I wouldn't want that to be steady thrown in my face, and when I do something, or we was to have a disagreement or something like that, that just like that's not good to do. Just constantly throwing your struggles in your child face, because really, really, you expressing that you've been through struggles, ups and downs, to sacrifice for your kid. I honestly feel like that has nothing to do with your kid, because your kid didn't ask to be here. You had your kid because that's how you felt because that's how you felt.
Do you feel that there's ever a valid reason for an argument between a parent and child to get physical?
No. But then again, things happen. Things could happen that you're not proud of. But what I can say is that you just gotta move forward. If it is to happen, you gotta move forward and try and make the situation better than last time. If anything was to happen like that, I don't really know, but there's definitely no valid reason for a mother and a daughter, or a daughter and a father, or a father and a daughter, father and a son, any type of parent to be putting their hands on their kid and the type of physical way, fighting, none of that. So, but we gotta wrap this up. I enjoyed tonight. I hope whoever's listening has a great night. All of that.
Yep. I'm glad y'all enjoyed the show. Next week we will be talking about police brutality, so y'all stay ready, get ready. And if you don't know, now you know. Our voices will be heard like always, and we'll see y'all next week.
You can have this feeling anytime